Hey guys, so I figured I would go on and do a review because I have had a couple of requests to do reviews. I want to talk about the Year Zero Money Baby palette from Kylie Jenner. Pinks and greens and bronzes. By the way, I'm wearing a look using some colors from the palette, so be on the lookout for that. But I want to talk about the actual palette after, I played with the colors and did some swatches and things like that to talk about the quality and all of that. So I'm gonna insert some footage, of the actual swatches, but I haven't swatched them on arm. I figured it was easier to do it this way, but let me know, give me some feedback down below and let me know how you guys like it so we can talk about it, make changes, all of that if necessary. So the way I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna start 16 colors on the palette, so I'm gonna start left to right and go top to bottom. So starting with this row across the top first. First color is Time is Money, and this color is honestly okay. I should have used it as a brown highlight today, but I didn't. It actually makes a great brown highlight color. It looks a lot pinker in the palette than it actually is, but swatched really nicely. It's very smooth and buttery, and it doesn't have a ton of fallout like some of the other colors, so I really like this color. The next color is Birthday Queen. Another great color. It's a bronze, and it has a good bit of shimmer in it. It's a little chunky, so you have to be careful with fallout. It definitely swatches really soft. It's a soft color, tons of fallout if you're not careful, but it does give a nice bronze, glittery color. It's not too chunky. It blends out really smooth, but it's chunky when you actually pick the product up. The next color is one of my favorite colors. One of my favorite colors in general. This color is called Stax. It's one of the matte shades in the palette, and I'm actually wearing it on my lid currently. But it's a nice matte olive green. It's very smooth and buttery. It blends really nicely on the eyes. It's one of my favorite colors in this palette. The color on the right is called 100. This color is okay. It takes a little digging into to get the color on. It's just my experience. Might not be everyone else's palette. By the way, when I talk about these colors, it has to do with my palette. I know, some palettes are made of different batches, and, people might get a lemon palette where everything sucks and a palette that's really good. This is just my experience from the palette I currently have. So, of course, it may not be the same with yours if you get one. This color, like I mentioned, is okay. It's a nice color once you get enough on the brush, or it's not one of my favorites. I see where they were trying to go with it. It's a really nice green, but it's not one of my favorites in the palette because of how much effort you have to put into it to get the color on the brush. The next color is On a Budget. It's a really buttery, soft, pale pink. Also another matte in the palette, and it's swatched really smoothly, applied smooth. It blends really nicely. Color next to it is called Bands. It's a nice medium matte brown. It's one of the lighter browns on the palette. There's only two actually, but this is like more of a, it's kind of cool, but it's a little warm. It's kind of the neutral brown is the best way to put it. It applied really nicely, blends smoothly. Color next to it is called 22. This has a whole lot of pigmentation. It is a nice shimmery light pink. It also has a lot of fallout, so be careful, but it would add a nice pop of brightness. Now it's kind of chunky at first, but as you pack it on and kind of brush it lightly, then you'll get that smooth color that you like, or that you might like, I don't know. The color next to it is called Goal Setter. Again, this color, I'm just gonna say these colors on the right here are not the best in providing color. They're just not, It's a nice color at first glance, but as far as applying the color, it takes a little working with, so also not one of my favorites in the palette. First color on the third row, which is called Long Money, really nice. It's one of the best colors in the palette. It's a very smooth matte medium pink. It has an undertone of plum. It's actually a color I used in my crease. So buttery smooth, blends so nicely with the other colors that do blend well. It's just a really nice wash of color. If you just want to wear it alone, it will work that way as well. Beautiful in darker skin tones. It looked great in my crease. You can also wear it on the lid. The next color is called Work For It. This is the color I used above Long Money to blend above and to, soften out the harsh line in my crease. Really nice buttery matte pink. The difference between this one and On a Budget, which is slightly darker, this one right here, on the first row, or on the first on the second row, is that word for it is slightly lighter. It's more peachy, and you can use it more as either a buffer shade if you're darker, or you could use it as an actual color if you're lighter. And if you're even darker than me, it will work perfectly as a brow highlight. Blue Faces, which is a cool brown, it's lighter, much lighter than Bands. It applies okay. It kind of blends in with the color of my skin because it's similar to the color of my skin. It's just slightly cooler. It would also work well as a buffer shade. If you're lighter, it would work well as color. If you're darker, maybe as a highlight, or maybe the same color as your skin. Next to it is Ball and Bay. Once again, this color sucks. It's not good. It's very pretty in the palette. It's a pretty gold in the palette, but when you apply it, it takes so much effort, so much work, and I don't have the patience. So if you're buying it just for the gold in this palette. The fourth row starts with 22 candles. This is also one of the nicer colors in the palette. It's a little chunky. It has a lot of fallout, so be careful with that. It's a nice pink bronze. Like if you're looking for a bronze that has a pink undertone, it's not super brown, not super gold, but it has like pink rose gold shimmer, then 22 candles is it. Build Your Empire is another color that was not good. I tried to apply it in between the two green colors on my eyelid. It just didn't work out. I applied it, and once I dug my brush into the product and got it in between the two colors, it kind of, it blended away, which isn't what a color should do. So it's a beautiful color in the palette, as I said, but it misses the mark. Next to it, however, is Time for Cake. It's this nice, gorgeous, shimmery green here. Love. The color is in my tear duct. It works perfectly. It is slightly chunky, has a slight amount of fallout, not too much, but it first starts off as a little chunky, but as you start to move your brush around and tap into the skin, it's perfect. It's one of the best colors in the palette, and it's one of my favorite colors anyway. I like green. It's a really nice color. I mean, you'll have to see it in the tutorial how well it applies on the tear duct, but it's perfect. Last but not least, the darkest color in the palette, which is called Breaking Records. It's a darker reddish brown, perfect for the outer crease. That's actually what I used it for. You can use it as a lid color as well, or use it as a liner at the bottom and the top. It's buttery smooth. It's a matte. Don't know if I said matte already, but it's perfect. You could even use it as a bronzer if you wanted. If you're of darker skin complexion, it'll be a little more dramatic on my skin complexion, but if you're darker, perfect. And it's a little red, but it's not over the top reddish brown to make you look like you got really bad sunburn, but it's a pretty color. That's it for my review. God honest review. Overall, I think the palette is worth the money because it has what, 1, 2, 3. It has at least 9 or 10 good colors in here, and it has a few that suck. But for the price you're spending, it's worth the amount, for that, in my opinion. Might could have been a little cheaper. I do like the packaging. It's okay. I mean, it's just like a regular palette. One bonus, of course, is that it has a mirror at the top. It has a little money at the top here. That's nice. It also has the names of the colors on the back too. That's another great thing about it. So you don't have to open it necessarily to see where the colors are, even though they have the color names under each color here. It also comes with a plastic that goes on top of the colors. I don't know where it is at the moment, but it does protect, like your colors fall out. It won't get all over the mirror. It'll separate it. One thing I don't like is that, well, particularly when I first got it, I had glitter everywhere because these letters have glitter. But I noticed that as I kept it longer and started moving it around a lot of the glitter fell out, and it doesn't shed as much anymore, but it's still kind of messy. It's not super messy now. I'm taking my fingers and rubbing it on top, and glitter's not coming off. But when I first got it, it was terrible. Like, glitter was everywhere, all over the box, all over the bubble wrap. But now it's pretty decent, so I guess that's not so bad anymore. But it's a nice palette. Overall, it just has a lot of misses in here, which you may not find, worth it to spend the money on this palette. Forget how much the palette was. 48 bucks. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty, reasonable for most palettes with these amount of colors, but like I said, you're only paying for 9 good colors. That's what, a little over 50%. I mean, I don't know. I like it, but I feel like it's not super unique. Like, it has this long money color in here. I don't think I have a color like this. But like, and also Time for Cake. That's a really nice color. I really like. It's not super unique, so I feel like you could find dupes for these and just, save your money. But you know, I'm a collector. I'm a sucker for different packaging. Not necessarily Kylie Jenner stan. I mean, I love her, don't get me wrong, but she's not like Rihanna where I buy like everything. But I did, these colors stood out to me on Instagram, so I was like, okay, let me see what this is about. Let me see what her eyeshadows are about, because I tried the lip colors before, and I had no idea what these were like, so I decided to give it a try this time. I'm not, you know, unhappy that it was a waste. I'm glad I got a chance to try it out and to give you guys an honest review about the eyeshadow palette, because I know with certain things, you know, you might feel people aren't being completely honest about the items, but I'm the type of person, I don't like wasting money. I don't like to see other people waste their money, so, you know, that's why I wanted to get on here and do a review. I was like, okay, some of these colors in here suck. This is after I did the makeup tutorial, so I need to do a review. I'm posting a review before the tutorial, but, you know, I'm filming this review after I did the makeup already, so it might sound backwards, but I'm posting them backwards, if that makes any sense. But I was like, I need to tell these people that some of these colors suck. I can't just post a video and be like, yeah, this color, I'm gonna move on to a different one. You know, I need to tell y'all what's good and what's actually good. And I'm rambling. That's why I don't like doing reviews. But I really hope you guys found this helpful. I really do. Just let me know in the comments section. If you want to see a review on any other palettes, any other products, just let me know. Rate the video if you liked it. If you didn't, hopefully you did. Turn on your notifications so you know when I post again. And yeah, that's it. Subscribe if you haven't already. I will talk to all of you in my next video. Thank you for watching.